What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back for another review of Ready to Love Dallas. This is, episode 11, I believe, and the episode is titled Meet the Family. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. This is gonna be a real quick review because nothing important happened. Because we are down to 3 men. They have to introduce the ladies to their families. The first date, it was actually Quentin. He brought his cousin, baby. Nobody brought a mama, a daddy, anybody actually important. You know what I'm saying? Everybody brought some type of cousin that they got. But nonetheless, this is Quentin's date with Lee. I said, why is Lee here? Why is she meeting anybody's family? So, as they're sitting there talking, Quentin is just giving Lee all this praise about she's such a great woman and they have all these things in common, all this stuff. But she mentions how, they didn't spend no time together on the getaway. And I'm just like, well, here's the thing, Lee. That man was where he wanted to be. Now, of course, Lee does have a great personality, and Quentin's cousin, he ends up liking her. But she feels like she has to have a separate conversation with Quentin about his behavior at the getaway. Now, we see Phil. He brings his aunt and cousin to meet Aries. Aries, she gets there. It seems like everything was going well. But of course, Aries has reservations about his stability. And, I guess in his career and his financials, I don't know what they have previously talked about, over the phone or whatever. But as of now, Aries seems to think that Phil is a red flag, okay? She ain't saying that exactly, but the way she's questioning him right now, this past episode, I said, okay, something's not right here. He had to basically clear things up. You know what I'm saying? Because according to Aries, she just wants to make sure that his finances are good, his career is stable, and all of that, because there's a possibility of them blending their families. Now, he has to let her know, that the reason why he ended up changing his career was to better his financial stability. And also he changed his career so that way he can spend more time with his child. I said, okay, Phil, I can't even knock you for trying to clear that up. Now, according to Phil, Aries is one of the greatest women that he's ever met in his life. And I'm like, really? This is only about week 5? If that's how you feel about this woman, because that is a very big statement. So, according to Aries, in her confessional, she says that she now has more concerns about his stability. And I'm so confused because this man literally just cleared up everything, saying that the reason why he even changed careers was so he can make more money. Like, I'm so confused as to why she said that. Nonetheless, Phil, he says that, she has mentioned the word stability multiple times. And at this point, what is she really here for? Are you just trying to date a man who got money? Or are you trying to be with somebody who is really there for you? Now, y'all, we got to slide on over to Marie. He has his cousin there. So, the cousin is there to meet Jessica as well as Kat. So, the way that they shot this, we got to see both dates happening at the same time, which was kind of annoying. But nonetheless, I'm just like, why is Kat here? Another person who should have went home weeks ago. But whatever. Or at least y'all should have tried to make a little connection happen weeks ago. So, like I said, they had these separate dates. But throughout the whole thing, it kept flashing back and forth. Now, I really liked the cousin's energy, you know what I'm saying? She seemed to be very open to the ladies. She asked about the whole spirituality thing. And we already know Jessica's Christian, so dating Marie would be very different for her. However, when we see Kat, y'all, according to her and Marie, they align perfectly when it comes to spirituality. So I guess she's into crystals, tarot cards, and maybe some Jesus. I don't know. I don't know, because I feel like even though she said like, oh yeah, I'm more spiritual, she's never going into depth into saying what she's actually into. So I don't know. Now, when it comes to the conversation of wanting kids, Jessica does want children. However, Kat, she can take it or leave it, okay? I feel like when she says she can have kids, I feel like she's pretending. Like, I just don't think that Kat wants children. However, she feels like if she meets a man who wants a baby, you know, she'll pop out one just because he wants one. And I cannot stand when women say that, because it's like, well, girl, what do you want? Are you really willing to put in, the time to raise a child? Or what here? Because that's honestly a very big decision. It shouldn't be well, yeah, I could just pop one out. Like, you're not popping pimples. Please stop saying that, women. Nonetheless, because keep in mind, we've heard that multiple times on this show. Nonetheless, we learned that Maurier, he doesn't even want more kids. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like he does not want more kids. He already has one child, and it seems like he's done. So according to Maurier's cousin, she feels like Jessica, she's more uppity or whatever, but she does have some really good qualities. And she actually reminds him, she reminds both of them, honestly, of his mom, of Maurier's mom. But the cousin basically told him that he should go with Kat. So now we got to talk about Quentin going on his second date, and that was with Janelle. Now, because of their age gap, and they have already talked about this, there's the possibility of, when it comes to starting a family, we're going to adopt, okay? She's made it clear that she plans on adopting a child. She has said that, you guys, I want to say since like episode 2. So this has already been established, right? And he has been going along with that. However, his brother, not brother, his cousin, he's kind of questioning, like, okay, so, like, what's up with the timeline? And, if you want to be married or whatever, depending on how long he takes to propose to her, Janelle told him, if you take a long time to, walk down that aisle, basically, there's a chance that you having a biological child, that might not be a thing, okay? We can just go ahead and adopt a baby and call it a day. Now, here is the thing. We learned that Quentin actually wants kids. And he wants biological children. And I'm just like, well, where were you going to tell her this, sir? Like, I'm just really confused as to why people get into these relationships or situationships, whatever you want to call this. You're having these conversations with people at this big age. What the hell are y'all talking about? Like, what y'all did in the morning? Did you brush your teeth or have coffee? Like, what are y'all talking about? Because she has been very clear on where she stands and how she feels about having children, adopting children, all of this. So, Quentin, what were you doing while she was saying this? You were just going with the flow? It makes no sense to me. And honestly, you guys, the more that I watch this, it made me realize that, yes, Quentin, he is interested in Janelle, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Even the cousin can see the connection between these two. However, I feel like because he knows that Janelle, things may get serious with her, and she may not be able to pop out that baby, he's going to keep Lee in his back pocket just because Lee is younger. You know what I'm saying? And Q even admitted, y'all, when Janelle left, that he wishes that Janelle was younger. Well, sir, why did you even pursue an older woman then? If you already know what you want, why are you even looking at a woman who is 40 plus? Don't even waste your time looking that way. But nonetheless, let's just go ahead and move on. Now, we actually see Phil and Aries. They go on this little bike ride date, and they talk about, the meeting with the family. Now, that part was cool. However, as they continue to talk, I realized these two people are not on the same page because she asked him what he needs, in a relationship. And he listed things like, oh, I just need laughter, depth, someone who pays attention to the things that I like, going to concerts and comedy clubs. And she hits him with, oh, I think I'm the opposite from you because I do all that stuff with my friends. I need loyalty and security. And I'm just like, Aries, this is, number one, the most vocal I've seen you be. And secondly, I don't really see what's wrong with what he said. Like, so you mean to tell me when you date a man, you don't go out, y'all don't go have fun, y'all don't, do anything interesting? You just want to sit up in the house and make sure he keep the bills paid? Is that what's happening here? So he's getting annoyed at her even mentioning security and stability. Like, I just want her to flat out ask him if he's broke. Like, just ask him if he broke already. And, he feels like Aries is pulling away from him. And she is. But according to Phil, if you gonna pull away, just go away. And honestly, Phil, I absolutely agree on this. Because y'all have already been rocking heavy with each other for weeks now. Now you want to pull away? And then on top of that, it's the way that she's asking the questions. Like, she's not being direct and forward by saying, like, hey, I'm a little concerned about your stability. Like, can you just explain to me again, what your life really looks like? That's all she got to say. But it's just her name dropping, or should I say just word dropping, stability. I need security. It's just like, girl, just flat out say what you need. So let's just go ahead and move on from them, you guys, because we get this random date between Lee and Quentin. Now, they talk about the getaway and how, he was not checking for Lee, and he apologizes for that. And then he tells her that, her and Janelle, they have some similarities. Sir, are you on drugs? There is nothing similar about these two women. They are nothing alike at all. And honestly, Lee should have got up right then and there. Once he said that, I would have said, sir, yeah, we're not compatible. We're not. If you think that me and her are the same, so we can go ahead and let me exit. Bye. That's what I would have told him. Nonetheless, he ends up giving this speech about how he sees how, Lee and him, they have potential and all this stuff. And I'm like, what are we watching right now? It's like we're so close to the end that for some reason Quentin still wants options. Sir, you didn't want no options because you wasn't trying to spend time with nobody. Let that go. I'm telling y'all, if I was Lee, I would have self-eliminated right then and there. So she's like, I have some things to think about. And I'm like, no, you don't. Like, he basically tried to set this up so that he was in a love triangle. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it seem like he's the one who's making the decision. Girl, just go home and save yourself. So then we have Marie and Jessica. They meet up. And she has to tell him about how Chris cussed her out at the last elimination. I said, baby, wait until you see the footage. Wait until all y'all see the footage the way Chris spazzed out on that girl. And, her concern when it comes to Marie is he wants to move to Africa. Like, within the next 10 years, he plans on moving to Africa. She has no desire to pick her life up and move somewhere else. And I'm just like, again, then why are we wasting our time? Like, here's my thing. When it comes to Ready to Love, these people are already past a certain age, okay? Y'all are no longer in y'all 20s. Y'all are 40 plus, okay? So if you don't see your life being in Africa, I don't see why you even wasting your time talking to a man who wants to move there. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you want to visit Africa, but that don't mean you want to live there. Nonetheless, Tommy actually meets up with Lee. So in this meetup, I just kind of feel like she was dragging this. I'm just like, girl, just say, Tommy, my journey here has ended. I don't feel like, my match is here. Let me go. But no, we had to drag it on about how, well, Quentin did this. And then at the getaway and all this, girl, we didn't need all that. We really didn't. So now we get to the men's lounge, right? And I'm just like, all right, everybody should just go ahead and choose their woman already. I don't really need another meeting at this lounge. I don't need them going around saying who they like and what they liked. Because then you have Quentin up there trying to say how, he's rocking with Janelle, but he still has feelings for Lee. No, you don't. And honestly, when Tommy told him, Lee basically self-eliminated, you can see it on Quentin's face that he's like, damn, my little plan did not work. Y'all, we gotta suffer through another episode because nobody was sent home. I'm exhausted with this season. Like, I just don't see no matches. I feel like by the time we get to the reunion, ain't nobody gonna be together, and that's gonna be that. Y'all, let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you in my next review. Bye, guys.